Hi guys, it's Adria, and today I am going to be doing another Ask Adria. This is going to be Ask Adria number 3. I haven't done one of these in a couple months. I want to try to do them more frequently. I just feel like how many questions could people possibly have, you know what I mean? I won't get to answer all of these questions, obviously, otherwise the video would be like an hour long because on Instagram I got like, I think close to 100 questions, so I can't answer all of them. Because I'm one of those people, I like to like go in detail when I answer a question. I don't just like give an answer and then move on. So, you know, I could give an answer and move on and answer all of them, but I'd rather, you know, go a little in depth with them. Anyway, for future Ask Adrias, you can follow me on Instagram. Just even if I'm not doing an Ask Adria, you can just tweet me your question with the hashtag Ask Adria and I will check that hashtag to see if there are any questions under there. So even if I'm not like asking for questions at the moment, you can just, if you think of some random question and you don't want to forget it, just tweet me with that anyways. But my Instagram and Twitter are linked down below, so if you want to follow me on there, you can do so. So let's get started. On Twitter, I'm dreaming. Hashtag Ask Adria, what's your best childhood memory? Love you so much, you're so inspirational. Aw, so sweet. My best childhood memory, probably like everything involved with my siblings. I loved doing things with my siblings, but we were all really like theatrical and we would always like put on plays and stuff. We would like write our own plays, do costumes and stuff like that. I think that's probably one of my favorite childhood memories, and we would like act out like music and stuff like that, and we were so young. I can remember being 5 years old and acting out like songs as if I was in like a music video. So my siblings and I have always been really artsy and theatrical in those aspects, so that's probably one of my favorite childhood memories. That's a good question. I liked that. At Isabel Eccles, I'm sorry if I said that wrong. If you could be anyone else besides yourself, who would you be and why? That's a very good question. I feel like I want to answer this seriously because I could think of some jokes. I would want to be somebody like really smart. Like whenever you hear their name, you just associate that with intelligence. So I don't know who specifically would fit into that. Other than that, other than being somebody intelligent, I would probably want to be, I'm honestly thinking deeply about this, and I don't know. I mean, oh my gosh, I feel like this is like actually happening. I feel like as soon as I say who I want to be, I'm just gonna like wake up tomorrow and like be them. So I want to choose wisely. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I can't answer this. I thought that question was gonna be a lot easier and it turned out I can't think of anybody, but I would definitely want to be somebody like super smart. I mean, I don't think I'm completely dumb, but I would want to be somebody that's like associated with being intelligent. At Emily Hemwin, do you like the write? Maybe do you like to write? If that's the case, yes, I do like to write. I remember when I first transferred to a different high school for my English class, they had me take a test to like just like see where I was. I guess they do that to like new students just so they know like, you know, where they are. My teacher, like she took me out in the hallway and she was like, your test like came back and you do English at a college level. And I was in 11th grade at the time and I was like, oh, that's nice. So I've always been good at interpreting literature and writing, and I do a lot of creative writing. I've written books as far back as I can remember. I remember I wrote my first book when I was like in kindergarten, so I do like writing, and it's like a dream of mine to publish books one day. I would just love to do that. I would love to do like a biography. I would love to just do like, you know, science fiction, stuff like that. Just stuff for young people, I guess. At MyChem190, my question is, who is your favorite band? One of my top favorite bands is Red. They were my first concert that I saw, and I actually like met the band and like took pictures with, I think the guitar and the bass player are identical twins, so I don't know which one I took a picture with, but I took a picture with one of them and the lead singer. and I actually have a drumstick from the concert, and it's cool now because that drummer isn't even in Red anymore, so I think that's cool that I have the drummer's stick, and it's like all marked up and everything because he was like, you know, banging with it. So I really like Red. I would really love to see 3 Days Grace one day. I would love to see Skillet one day. I would love to see 1,000 Foot Crutch. Like, I love music like that. Breaking Benjamin, oh my gosh, I would die if I saw Breaking Benjamin. I love them. I think that's all I got for Twitter. More people are active on my Instagram because I'm more active on Instagram. Like, I don't use my Twitter at all. Let's see what we got going on IG. I got a lot on here, so I probably won't be able to answer all these, but I will answer a bunch. Tyler Vanderberg, what are you doing during Christmas? My initial hope was to go home for Christmas, but it's expensive to travel this time of year, and I don't really want to take the time off from work because, you know, I just took a week off like 2 months ago, so yeah, so I'm gonna pass on going home for Christmas. I think Brandon and I are gonna go to his family's house like what we did for Thanksgiving. You know, I'd be perfectly fine with not doing anything on Christmas and just staying here and opening presents and watching Christmas movies and drinking hot chocolate and eating cookies. You know, that would be perfectly fine with me. But yeah, last Christmas was kind of a dud. I mean, because I didn't have a job and Brandon had just like spent a ton of money on the cruise we went on, so he was like completely broke at Christmas and he didn't get me a present or anything, and I thought he was joking when he said he didn't get me anything, but he legit did not get me anything. But he got me sneakers later on, like in February or something. But yeah, this Christmas is gonna be much better than last year, but still sad. It's gonna be my second Christmas away from my family, which is like, ugh. Sparkle Unicorn, I love you, kiss kiss kiss. How did you tell your crush you liked him? Thanks. How did I tell Brandon that I liked him? That's my question. I don't really know if I did. I probably just straight up said like, I like you. I'm one of those people, like, I don't really beat around the bush with things, you know. I kind of just tell it straight up when I want to tell somebody something. Yeah, I mean, with telling people that I liked them, I think I've always just kind of said straight up like, I like you, you know, I wouldn't be obliged to going out on a date or something, you know. But yeah, I think with Brandon, I was just kind of straight up just like, yeah, so I kinda like you. I'm gonna be doing a video soon on how to ask somebody out, because the story of how I got Brandon to ask me out is pretty funny. I kind of forced him to ask me out. So there will be a video on that in the near future, so hang on for that. Julio, no 365, something like that. What is your favorite movie? A movie that always makes me laugh and just makes me smile, and I could watch this movie every day and not get sick of it, is Wayne's World. I don't know what it is, it's just so my sense of humor. Like, if you love Wayne's World, chances are like we could just get along so well, because I feel like if you don't like Wayne's World, you're just a different type of person, you know. Like, Wayne's World is completely my sense of humor, and I feel like if you don't get it and you don't like it and you think it's stupid and you think it's idiotic, then I'm just like, yeah, we're done here. I'm just not gonna talk to you. I feel like I've mentioned this before. That same person, Julia, blah, 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 blah. What is your favorite Apple device? I don't know, that's probably my MacBook Pro. I've had it since 2011, so it's not the newest and latest and greatest, but it has never steered me wrong. Please don't let me be knocking on wood here. I can't afford for my computer to break. Oh my gosh. Being able to edit videos on it. Final Cut Pro is super cool, and just, I don't know, the speed of it and just how efficient it looks. I don't know, I love my MacBook. Lindsay Stewart 17, what was your best Christmas ever and your worst? My best Christmas ever, it's funny, it was a Christmas that we were moving out of our townhouse and we were moving into the house that my grandmom just sold. So we were going from pretty decently sized townhouse to just a big, you know, 4-bedroom house. Our house wasn't finished being built yet, so we were in kind of like a transition period, and we were staying in a 55 and older community because my great grandmother had just died, and you know, they were still paying for that 55 and over house, so they got permission for us kids to stay there. So yes, for a fraction of my life, I lived in a 55 and older community. Fun fact, that Christmas we really, like, we did not have anything because, you know, we were moving. Money was probably tight as anything, and I just found out that that Christmas my mom, like, took out a bank loan just to be able to give us presents, which I think is so sweet. Like, at the time, I didn't even know that we were struggling with money at all. You know, my mom was really good about hiding stuff like that, which I think is good because I don't think kids should have to worry about that. But we didn't even have a tree. We just had a little fake tree that was sitting on a table, and we didn't get that many presents, but it just felt so warm, you know, like we were living in this tiny little grandma, 55 and older house. We, you know, didn't get many gifts. I remember I did get a TV though, which was pretty cool, but nowadays that TV is like a dinosaur. But it was just, I don't know, it just felt so simple, and just, I just remember it as just being like a great Christmas. I got Freaky Friday on DVD that year, and I was just like, there is a God up there. My worst Christmas, I'm actually gonna make a video about this because this is a long story and I don't even want to go into it here, but I became severely ill. It was like the day after Christmas. I honestly, honest to God, I thought I was gonna die. Like, so I will definitely make a separate video about that because that's a long story. Arienator 14. What emotion did you have when you met Brandon? P.S. I love you so much. I love you too. What emotion did I have? It was kind of that feeling where you're kind of like starstruck. You know how if you like see a famous person in real life, if you've ever seen a famous person, it's that feeling where, you know, you've seen them, you've seen pictures of them, you've heard their voice, but you've never physically seen them in motion, you know? I don't know, and it was so just bizarre. Like, it didn't feel like it was actually happening. I had no clue what to expect when I was getting there. I was like, how tall is he gonna be? Like, how big is he gonna be? Like, he even said, like, he thought I was gonna be so much bigger. Like, he said I'm just, like, so tiny compared to what he thought, but he's like, I'm a lot taller than he thought I would be, and I'm, like, smaller. You know, you just don't know what to expect when you're meeting somebody for the first time, and it was just such a, I don't know, seeing their picture and then you finally get to meet them, it's just, like, it's such an amazing feeling. And I was so terrified. I was terrified that it was gonna be awkward. We wouldn't like each other in person. I was scared that maybe like I would just like get super quiet and like not say anything because that's how I get with new people. Like, I'll just be like, it was like we had known each other for years, and it was crazy how well we fit right away, you know? I love Brandon. The Ashley attack. This is a little bizarre. I think she was on drugs or something when she wrote this. Not just kidding. I like weird questions. I know Brandon will like this. If you were to give birth to an alien and Brandon wanted to name it Zit and then boil it in a marinated sauce and eat it for dinner, would you let him? If so, would you help him in eating it? Probably the oddest question I've ever been asked, but if I were to give birth to an alien and we decided to eat it, which I guess isn't technically cannibalism if it's not a human, yeah, I guess I would help him in eating it because, you know, if he was gonna get food poisoning and die from it, I guess I would want to do the same. I don't know, that is so bizarre, but I like the way you think, girl. Idea? Something like that. I-D-I-Y-A. What is your weirdest dream? Yes, I love you. Oh my gosh. What is my weirdest dream? Okay. Oh my gosh. I am so embarrassed. I dream of the weirdest things. Disclaimer, this is like PG-13. If you're young, please don't watch this because I don't want your parents coming after me being like, what are you saying to my children? This was more recently. I mean, I'm sure I've had dreams just as weird as this, but this is like recent, like a month ago maybe. Oh my gosh. It was Ed, Edd and Eddy. Because I didn't watch Ed, Edd and Eddy. I didn't watch Ed, Edd and Eddy. Oh my gosh, I cannot say that. I did not watch Ed, Edd and Eddy that day. But I like saw a picture of them like on Facebook or something before I went to bed, and then I had a dream that they were like, you know, like those three girls that they were always like conflicting with. I had a dream like they were like like, I guess they were like hitting puberty or something and they like suddenly found them like very attractive. Gosh. I'm not gonna say what happened to them, but when a guy is turned on, that is what happened to them. But like, it didn't show it in my dream. It was just kind of implied that it happened. And this is the best part. Double D's hat like got twisted into a knot, like to show that he was like aroused. Like that was like representation of him being turned on. And oh my gosh, when I woke up, I was like, what in the name just happened to me? I needed like holy water. I was like, what is even happening? I'm having dreams about Ed, and Eddie being like sexually aroused. Like, what is up with this? I'm done. Megan Sweeney 23, favorite winter Bath & Body Works scent. I'm actually gonna go to Bath & Body Works today because they're having like the 3-wick candle sale. So I'm like, busting my bank, let's go. But as of right now, it's the 'Tis the Season candle. To me, it just smells like that kind of pine smell, like that Christmas tree smell, like, and it just smells like Christmas. So if you're looking for a candle from Bath & Body Works, I recommend 'Tis the Season. I like that one. Mia Corinne, what is your bra size? Oh, fine, I'll just disclose this. I mean, it's no mystery. I don't have huge boobs, but my bra size is, I haven't looked in a while, 34B, I think it is. Yeah. I got them small tatas. Guaidiadom 13. Where would you like to go in the next 3 years of your life? 3 years, I will be 24. Oh my gosh, that seems way too old. I don't know, I would definitely like to be closer to my family physically. I would like to not be living here. I would like to have my own car, and I would like to still be making videos for you guys. So that's like the dream thing. I don't know if I'll be married in 3 years. I don't know. I mean, that's whatever the future brings, I guess. Natasha Forever X, if you could live a Disney character's life, whose would you live and why? Recently, I discovered that I freaking love Big Hero 6, but I don't think I would want to live Hero's life because it seems very sad. So I don't think I'd want to. I think I would want to live Mulan's life. I think like saving entire country and just being like this just hardcore chick. Yeah, I would definitely pick Mulan because she is just, she's queen. 10, 20 years, however long it is later, she is still queen. Rachel RM, how tall are you? Last time I measured myself, I was 5'7", but I think I've gotten slightly taller, so I might be around like 5'8". So hypothetically speaking, if you guys ever got to meet me, expect me to be a lot taller than you'd think. Taller than my mom and my brother and my sisters and my grandmother. I'm like the tallest person in my family, so that's kind of awkward. Liz 456, if you could go back to one day, when would it be and why? One day? I feel like I would want it to be like a really, really good day or like an extremely bad day and then like look at it in a different perspective. You know what I mean? Because if you go back to a bad day and it's like, oh, hey, I'm from the future and I know that everything's going to turn out okay, so I can look at this bad situation in a new light. You know what I mean? I think I would want to go back to, I think it was 2013 Mother's Day. It was, I don't know, it was just such a good day, like, because I don't know, I just remember feeling just so happy on that day. I don't know, like things with my mom and my grandmom kind of go like up and down, but that day, like everybody was getting along, and my grandmother, who doesn't usually like do stuff with us, like went out to lunch with us, which was crazy. Yeah, like we had all went to church together that day, which we hadn't done in years, and then we all went together for lunch, which we haven't done in years, and we went to the cemetery to pay respects to our deceased, and I don't know, it was just such a peaceful day for some reason, and I really liked that day, and I don't think I've had a day like that since then, and I would love to relive that. goodness, my foot's falling asleep. This video is probably infinity amount of minutes long. Diam Sidtosh, something like that. When was the last time you ate Oreos? Good question. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. Brandon and I were just like feeling fat and we're just like, we're done with life. So we got Oreos and those M&M cookies. Like they have M&Ms in them. They're by KEEK, I think. So yeah. Sarah Fish 2195 Bay question mark. Sarah Fish is my bae. Naomi, could you still imagine yourself being with Brandon in 10 years? P.S. I love you so much. She asked me other stuff too, but that's like my favorite question. I definitely could. I definitely could see myself with Brandon in 10 years. I mean, we haven't been together for very long. It's been like close to 2 years now, but I feel like it's at that point where, you know, he's my best friend and I can't really picture my life without him. If by some bizarre twist of fate, like we weren't meant to be together, I would still want him as a big part of my life just because I love him so much and we are so alike and we just experienced so much together, and you know, I definitely need him in my life forever, whether that be as my husband. That word, it's like acid. Like I haven't ever said that word. But yeah, either as the one I marry or just as my lifetime best friend, or both. Either one. Samurai Swag, would you do the Bean Boozled challenge? I would do that. I just don't know where to purchase those beans, and maybe I'm just being ignorant and just not looking. I definitely would do that, but I just don't know where to get them. Drop me a line. Where do I get those Bean Boozled things? Lauren Thompson, what is your favorite song currently? I don't know. I haven't really been listening to music very much lately, which is weird because I'm usually listening to music all the time. I think it's called Other Side by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I don't know, I hear it a lot at work and it gets like stuck in my head. So I guess that could be classified as a favorite currently. I'm Saved by Jesus Christ asks, what states have you been to? I have been we went on a road trip and I went from Pennsylvania down to Alabama, so all the states in between there, just basically all the eastern coast states I've been to, like Florida, Alabama, Georgia, the North and South Carolinas. Like I've been to all the East Coast states, and I've been to New York, New Jersey more times than I can count. I think that's it really. I haven't left the East Coast. Dream date location. Oh my gosh, when I think about this, and if this ever happened, I would love to go where they have those, I'm drawing a blank, that place in Italy where they have like those canoe type boats and they like sail and there's like buildings on both sides and there's like bridges and stuff over top. That would just, like, I would die. Like Italy is my dream vacation, destination, anything. Like I would just love to go to Italy. I would have to brush up on my Italian. Another fun fact, I used to be like kind of fluent-ish in Italian. I took a whole year of Italian in school, so I used to be able to speak it pretty well. I could speak it better than I could understand it. Like if somebody was talking to me in Italian, I'd be like, I don't understand, but like I could say stuff. Lauren Thompson, what has been your favorite video to make? I love you so much. My Overcomer video was one of my top favorites. I just felt so just empowered and just like, you know, connected with you guys, and it was hard. It was hard collecting all the video clips and finding time to go out and film my parts, and that was a fun video to film. Iomi Smiles XOX. If you could have 3 wishes, what would they be? Oh gosh, I think I would wish just overall happiness for everybody in my life. Just like peace of mind and, you know, just joy in their life, along with like health and stuff. Just, you know, keep them happy and healthy. I would wish for like stability. I wouldn't want to be like filthy stinking rich, but I would wish that I could, you know, afford to do all the things that I want to do, like go to Italy and, you know, have like my dream house, you know, just be able to live comfortably while, you know, doing things that I enjoy. And lastly, I would probably wish for, I would like to say I would wish that I wouldn't have my anxiety anymore. But then another part of me is like, no, you know, it's it's part of who I am. So I guess not. I guess I would just wish for, I think more, I'm one of those people that when I start something, I never finish. You know, I just, books, drawings, anything I'm doing, I will like stop like when I'm like 3/4 of the way done, and I'll just be like, not touch it for a while, you know, and like, I wish I could, you know, have more, I guess patience is the word for that. Yeah, I guess I would wish for patience. Adriana Nicole XO, please do mine. I'm a huge fan. What is your favorite Christmas tradition? Watching The Year Without a Santa Claus, which is one of those old looking Christmas claymation type movies, and I just love that, and I can't go a year without watching it. Oh, some of these questions are so great. My camera is like literally about to cut off. I like have seconds left to record. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will be doing future Ask Adrias, so keep an eye out for Instagram and Twitter so you guys will know when I'm gonna film one so you can get your questions in. I'm sorry if I didn't get to answer your question, but this video is forever long, so if you watch this whole thing, you're awesome. You're awesome. I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, panda hugs. I love you guys. Bye!